The Kernel Podcast. Hosted by Noah Norton.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Kernel News Podcast. As always, I'm your host, your leader, your potential love interest, maybe. I am on all the apps. Hinge, Tinder, Bumble. So you, aside from finding me on TikTok or our Instagram page, you could personally find me on one of the 3 dating apps that I'm on. Aside the point, I'm really excited to be recording this episode. It's been a while. You might be noticing, oh, look at the background's different, right? Well, we changed studios. We moved to a different location. It's kind of been a whirlwind thing going on over here. So we're glad to be back. We're glad that you're joining us for this. As always, we're going to start off with our quick bites section. So this is kind of some news to catch you up on what's been going on throughout, it's been like a month or so. Crazy. So going to catch you up on what's been going on. So no point in waiting. Let's pop it, lock it, let's butter it down. All right. Getting into it first, Timothée Chalamet's Wonka 2023 has started filming. Timmy! This is really exciting. We've heard from sources close to set that to get into the mindset of the eccentric character that is Willy Wonka, Timothée Chalamet is on a chocolate-only diet. This includes chocolate milk as his only liquid. He's going full character here. Apparently, he's already collapsed multiple times on set. His doctors have urged him not to continue this diet. However, Timmy is a true artist. And he's going to stick with it until filming is over. I don't want anyone to worry, though. Our malnourished king is looking great. Other malnourished kings out there, stand up. Not too quickly. Not too quickly. You don't want to pass out. Save those movements, bud. All right. What a king, Timmy. What a king. Consummate professional. Moving on here, Disney forgot to pay off critics for Eternals 2021. So if you don't know, Eternals 2021 is actually Marvel's first rotten movie on the popular review website Rotten Tomatoes. This is a huge blow to Marvel. They had one of the longest active streaks in history of not getting a Rotten Tomatoes score. And this is a tough blow. This is a tough blow to the legacy of MCU. Does this spell the end, or what does this mean? How did this happen, though? How did they misfire this bad? Well, apparently CEO Bob Checkett said that after Black Widow and Jungle Cruise, they just didn't have enough money set aside for Eternals. So it was more of a budgeting thing. Normally, they pay off a certain amount of critics just to keep them above the 70% line. Apparently, they just didn't have the funds to do that this time. And now we're seeing an actual legitimate review of a Marvel movie. And that you just don't want to see that at all. All reports are saying that Feige was devastated when he received the certified rotten trophy on his doorstep. Multiple reports are saying Martin Scorsese was so excited he went on his roof and threw a gainer backwards, landing on the ground and doing some sort of somersaulting routine of joy. He doesn't like Marvel. We know that. That's a tough loss for Marvel. But hey, no way home. Let's get back in that certified fresh land right now, all right? Because you know they're not going to let that one fail. Choppick's got money squirreled away. Sony's probably putting in money on that. Every critic's going to be paid off. And that's cinema. Moving on, the Supreme Court, the highest law of land in the United States, which is essentially the world, has ruled that enjoying Harry Potter is now cringe. Now you think, is this just novels or is it the movies? It's actually both. Apparently, this ruling includes both the film franchise and the book franchise, citing that all enjoyment of Harry Potter is now cringe. This ruling came with Chief Justice Roberts stating, "This decision took months for us, but ultimately, after visiting Hogsmeade Village in Universal Studios, they felt their hands were tied, and a 9-0 decision unanimously decided that Harry Potter is now cringe." My first thought is, they spent months on this ruling. That's time that could have been better spent awarding, Christopher Nolan one of the Oscars that he's missed out on, or, officially outlawing Greta Gerwig movies from being screened in the United States. I think that's something they could have done instead. But yeah, it sounds like you're not allowed to enjoy Harry Potter anymore. You're cringeworthy, Harry, Alrighty, moving on here, Judy Hopps NC-17 short has been released on Disney Plus. Is this true? Hold on. Sorry, I'm hearing this live now too. This is real. The Judy Hopps from Zootopia, the bunny, the sexy little bunny. That's real. Okay, I'm just reading this. The short was done. Okay, giving some details. The short was done by Disney animators over a 5-year span, with it having the most detail there have ever been in a Disney animated project. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Are you serious? Okay, Disney, I'm just going to read you off my credit card. Take my money right now. I don't know how much you need. Let's just read them off here. Okay, so we're... Wow. Oh my God. Okay, all right. There's some notes here I'm reading. Hold on here. Okay, wait, this is important. To access the short, you'll need to have basic coding knowledge, okay? Because they can't just have it on the homepage for family-friendly reasons. It's in the back door of the site. Back door of a website. It's kind of like the back room behind the curtain in like a video store, where your parents tell you not to go. But you go behind the curtain anyways, and then you develop an addiction that has unfortunately ruined 60-year relationships. This is unrelated to the short, but I'm sorry. Jennifer, Becca, Lily. Oh God, Lily. Melissa, Lori, and Becca too. I know you're probably not excited to hear me call you Becca too, but I don't really remember your last name. And sure, chronologically, you were before Becca, but side-by-side comparison, you're kind of more of a Becca too. I don't make the rules, The movie behind the curtain was Scott Pilgrim, funny enough. Okay, we're going to take a quick break for a second, but please enjoy this advertisement. All right? And I'll continue to sit here and wait. Are you enjoying? It hasn't started yet? Okay.
Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby. Let's all go to the lobby to get ourselves
We're back. We're back. Hello. Did you enjoy it? I don't know what you saw. Was it cool? Probably was. Hey, that's the Colonel. So we're going to get into our quick reviews section here. So these are like reviews of some of the movies and TV shows that have been coming out this week. Think of this as your guide to what's good and what's bad. If it's coming from me, I'm going to give you the straight honest truth about what's good and what's bad. So getting into it, Eternals 2021. Finally a sex scene. Let's just get that right out the gate. Finally a sex scene in a Marvel movie. I wish it was more graphic. They really leaned into that PG-13 rating. I would have liked to see them go a little hard. I mean, you got these two sex titans like Gemma Chan and Richard Madden. You're hoping to at least see some underboob or, a little man butt thrusting. That's besides the point. But I think there's a chance for there to be even better sex scenes in the future. Spider-Man No Way Home. Wink, wink, 2021, wait for that to happen. You got 3 Spider-Man in there. You could have them do quite some interesting things with a woman. Moving past the sex scene, it was kind of a snooze fest after that. So I kind of just went right to sleep. I mean, at some point, the screen was just a nightlight to my nappy nap. Look, if your movie isn't more interesting than the Ambien I'm taking, then why are you even making a movie, So, yeah, I just checked out, slept, got some great sleep, I think I had a dream I was like a firefighter or something. I keep having this dream where I'm a firefighter and I go into the building and it's totally on fire. And there's like an old woman in there screaming for my help. But then I go to her and she takes off her mask and she's a spider. But the spider has my face and also my penis. And they're all, you know what? That's we'll save that for our different review. Moving on here, Red Notice 2021. Ryan Reynolds, Gal Batty Gadot, can't act though, and The Rock. Sounds like box office gold, right? Well, wrong. 1 out of 5 on my Letterboxd. You can take that to the bank. I gotta say, this was a huge misfire for Ryan Reynolds. Rye guy. You finally lost. You know, we've seen these misfires from Gal Gadot and from The Rock. But Right Guy, you better watch out. Blake might be packing her bags right now and heading over to my penthouse. You might be receiving a red notice from Blake that your marriage is done. Because, you know, she's only known you at the peak of your powers, you know? Now she's going to have to deal with you after a box office failure. And my channel is coming up. You know, I'm a young buck in this thing. She's been with this old stag for a while. This graying, salt and peppered stag. Well, guess what? This buck has antlers now. And they're ready to clash. Welcome to the real world, bud. Looks aren't everything. Moving on here, Clifford the Big Red Dog 2021. Be a little honest with you guys. I skipped out on this one. You know, there's a lot of movies, a lot of things happening. It was really exciting with us moving studio. I didn't see it, to be honest with you. But I am a movie reviewer first and foremost. So I'm going to have an opinion. I'm going to form an opinion off this movie by pulling up 4chan and just seeing what they're saying about it and, you know, probably agreeing with them. So let me just pull up, let me go to movie critic, middle 20s white. Let's just put that in there. Okay, wow, lots of thoughts on this movie. All right, let me see here. Too woke. Let's start there, you know. Wow, did the liberal media get their hands on this one? The dog, you know, was talking about socialized medicine. Whoo, boy. Pronouns, I'm guessing, were also used. Main girl, Mary Sue. A little bit of Mary Sue. We had a Rey from Skywalker. That's bad. Should have been a male character. I've actually made this point before. I don't know why we have so many female characters. Yeah, male character. Then, you know, we would have related better. PC bullshit, you know? Where were the Macs? You know? No Apple products anywhere in sight. That's a complaint apparently people had about this movie. Why is the dog red? Oh no, is this communist propaganda? Is the Soviet Union coming into my movies? Are they trying to make my kids a socialist? Something to think about there. Apparently, I wasn't about the movie. Apparently, the neutering scene was brutal. Apparently, because they take him in and they have these just enormously slightly more pink than his coat, you know, these balls, and they just slice him on off. Apparently, that was pretty interesting, and you know, that's more PC culture, you know, because how they neuter our men these days. What happened to when men were men, when Goodfellas was a thing? Still 3 out of 5 on my Letterboxd. If you want to see, I put a 3 out of 5. It seemed mid, so I just thought, you know, mid, whatever. So, yeah, I haven't seen it. Has anyone seen it? It's making kids into commies. That needs to be stopped. Because communism is different. And that's scary. Moving on here, Ghostbusters Afterlife 2021. Thoughts on this? Leaps and bounds better than Ghostbusters 2016. You know, actually, as I say that out loud, because we've only been around for a couple years now, I don't think I've ever talked about Ghostbusters 2016. Oh my gosh, guys, you're gonna love this. I have some opinions on this movie. They are fiery, they are crass, and they are a little misogynistic. Let's get right into this right now. So starting off, moving on here, Hawkeye Season 1, Episodes 1 through 2. It raised some questions, I think. It raised some questions, primarily the one, is Haley Steinfeld of age? I need to know. I really need to know. Looking around here, my producers are shaking their heads. No, does that mean no or yes? No, I'm not asking you. I'm asking them, okay? God. Ugh. Jeremy Renner, he's fine. You know, I think we figured out that with Hawkeye, less is more. So it's kind of strange for him to have his own show, but Moving on here. House of Gucci, 2021. Ridley Scott, I am speaking to you directly. I was on my cell phone the entire time. People next to me were complaining, but I didn't give a shit. I'm not gonna watch your crap. I was on Tinder, and then I ran out of swipes, as I usually do. Then I went to Instagram, checked the Colonel feed, blowing up. And then, I stared at some Instagram models for a while, Imagine what it'd be like to be with them, right? Got really mad because there's so many people that get to be with them, and I don't get to be with them, That's a whole other thing, but fuck you. Fuck you, Ridley Scott, you old head. Last Duel 2021 was kind of good. It was good, Adam Driver, what a presence. Moving on here, Licorice Pizza 2021, PTA. You did it again, you devil. We got to see an advanced screening of it, so I won't give it too much away from it. It's artsy, but in a good way. It's a very white movie. It's for white guys, essentially. Not like a Moonlight artsy. We're talking a PTA, Magnolia's kind of, white things. Paul Thomas Anderson, you know who we're talking about here. Go see this movie. It's just an enjoyable experience all around. I remember when I got out of the theaters, I stopped and I stared at the poster for so long. I don't know what it was about the poster, but I just kept staring at the actress in it. And I don't know, there's just something about it that just really, it stood out to me, It popped into my face, And I was just looking at it for 2 hours. And then I don't know, I looked down because someone was like, hey, stop. And I was like, what? No, my hand was in my pants. I don't know what that was about. Kind of a funky thing, but it was just a good movie. Go check this out. Paul Thomas Anderson, you devil dog. Okay, finally here, we're gonna get into our Did You Know section. So if you don't know about our Did You Know section, this is a deep dive into film knowledge that won't be found on IMDb, all right? So we searched long and hard, and we found some great information for you. So, without further ado, did you know Robert Pattinson gave head to Zoe Kravitz for the Batman 2022 training? Patterson is quoted saying, "My Batman eats pussy." I wish I was in the room to see that. Whew. I wish I was in the room to see that. Ooh. I don't do that personally, but great for Pattinson. All right, well, as always, I'm Noah Norton. Go check out our Instagram account. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, wherever podcasts are listened to. Listen to us there. Give us a follow. And as always, have a good one.